Hi everyone and welcome to another video for the datingdirectory.co TV. Okay, straight into it. Today I'm going to chat about knowing when to let go of someone versus when to hold on. Now, just because you're in a relationship with someone and that you've invested time, emotion, built memories with them, built a big part of your life with them, doesn't mean that you actually need to stay committed to them if it's something that is leaving you really unhappy, is toxic, or perhaps is just really hindering you in every part of your life. What we can do is we can start to think that we need to be with these people just because we already have for so long, even if it's not right, which we need to kind of switch out of. Now, I think every relationship requires a lot of hard work consistently, even the relationship with yourself. But there does come a time when you have to know the difference of deciding that you need to let go of that person and this point and this season in your life, or whether you should really continue to fight hard and do whatever you can to try and save your relationship, your marriage, etc. Okay, I really think that there's four main reasons, well, not reasons, there's four main signs of knowing whether or not you should let go of that person or whether or not you should hold on. But before we start, I just want to make a little side note. Breakups. I will be doing more videos on that later. When we break up with someone, we don't break up with them with the thought of we're going to get back together with them when everything's peachy. We break up with someone because there's clearly underlying problems in our relationship and things just aren't working. And a lot of the time what we do is we live in hope of trying to get back together with this person and hope of what we want the relationship to be instead of looking at the reality of what the relationship actually was. Food for thought. Okay, so the four main points are this. Number one, look at their behavior. A really good indication of knowing whether to just finally cut someone off or whether to really fight for what you have is the way that they're acting. Are their words lining up with their actions? Are they saying one thing and then doing something else? Is their behavior towards you and their self positive, negative, constructive, destructive? Look at the daily things that they do and that they say, and work out whether or not it's something that is actually going to be positive towards a healthy and successful, fulfilling relationship, or whether it's completely the opposite. Number two, is it hindering you or is it growing you? Now, every couple fights. I mean, it's completely normal, and if you don't fight, then you've probably got bigger problems than you actually think you don't have because you don't have a fight to identify it. Anyway, basically fighting is a part of communicating. It's also working out your differences, it's working out how to compromise, and it's working out what you both need and want from each other. It's a part of communicating with each other, but you're not meant to have constant conflict in your relationship. And what you need to decide is if this person that you're holding on to, or that you're in a relationship with, or you've just gotten out of one with, are they someone that is adding to your life as an individual, or are you better off without them? Now, I always say the two biggest things that indicate whether or not a relationship is right for you is there's peace and there is progress. But three, you need to be willing to work on it together. You know, successful relationships is all about great teamwork. You need to be on the same page. Yes, there will be times when perhaps you're giving more than you're getting back, but there also needs to be a clear sort of boundary of where you go, stop, that's not good enough. I actually need you to step up to the mark. Because at the end of the day, it is about putting the same equal effort in. That is what is going to get you ahead. That is what's going to give you the progress that you want. Now, if you're holding on to someone, whether you're in a relationship with them or you've just gotten out of one, and you're thinking, all I do is give and give, and you're doing all the work, and they just are happy to sit back and just do nothing, then my advice is to let that person go. You know, because they need to understand that what they're doing is not enough. It doesn't mean that they aren't enough as a person, because we all are, but their actions towards you and their contribution isn't enough to make a relationship healthy and successful. Therefore, are you happy? You know, breakups are hard work. Emotionally, they really take it out of us, and relationships can really have seasons of just the pits. But Even through the tough times, a healthy relationship will still have an underlying peace throughout it. And if this person that you're holding onto is just not bringing you any peace in any way, then it really probably is time to let them go. The thing is, what you've got to remember is you can't force someone to be who they need to be or who you want them to be. All we can do is love people for who they are. But when loving that person is taken away from the love that you need yourself, that's where you've got to stop and just go, hang on a second, this isn't right. And sometimes letting someone go actually is enabling them to then be able to grow and help themselves so then they can come back and be a better person for you and for themselves. Just make sure that when you do decide to let go of someone or you decide to hold on to someone, that you make that commitment. It's not about living in between the grey area, because that's just going to give you a whole lot of confusion and probably just add to the problems and prolong the process. You know, if you are deciding to let go of someone, then do it with not the thought that maybe they'll come back. That could happen, but it shouldn't be what we're focusing on. What we need to focus on of letting go of someone is going, well, I've done everything I can, and now it's time for me to love myself enough to let that person go. Or if you are wanting to hold on to someone because you really want to try and make your marriage or your relationship work, because you can see the positive signs that that person is also wanting to make it work at the same level as you, then you just need a little bit of patience and a little bit of love. Hope that helped you today, and I'll be back more with some videos next week. See you then. Bye.